Hey there Star Wars fans, and welcome to another Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker episode of Astromech Productions, a Star Wars and LEGO Star Wars YouTube channel. Since The Last Jedi came out, there have been rumours of the mysterious Sith Troopers, which were finally confirmed in July at the San Diego Comic-Con 2019. Instantly, fans started speculating about their origins, their affiliations, and most importantly, their role in Episode 9. In this video, I'll be covering all of that and throwing in some of my favourite Sith Trooper theories. So first I want to discuss the Sith Troopers' origins and affiliations. Now, the name Sith Trooper immediately suggests that they are part of the Sith, due to Kylo Ren's stance on the dark side of the Force, and him not actually being a Sith. This then surely means that the Sith Troopers belong to the Emperor and his army, which he may use to try and conquer the galaxy and regain his throne. This then makes me think that, during the Imperial days, the Emperor sent some elite troops to the unknown regions to begin Sith Trooper training in the event of the contingency. Now, we are about to head into some minor spoiler territory, so if you do not want to have the Sith Troopers' affiliations and origins spoiled, stop watching now. About a month ago, a page was leaked from Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, the visual dictionary, which describes who the Sith Troopers are and where they came from. The passage reads, "The First Order Sith Troopers are an elite army created with a single purpose, to complete the conquest of the galaxy. They are inspired by, and draw their power from, a dark and ancient legacy. Sith Stormtroopers are fanatically loyal and highly trained in all forms of combat and carry a devastating arsenal of heavy weapons." Now, this text tells us a great deal about the Sith Troopers, namely that they are from the First Order. So what could this tell us about Kylo Ren? Well, this strongly indicates that he has turned to the dark side even more in the gap between episodes 8 and 9. Maybe that he has become the Emperor's apprentice. However, I think that this is unlikely, as J.J. Abrams wouldn't want to do something that controversial. It says that they are inspired by, and draw their power from, a dark and ancient legacy. For me, this dark and ancient legacy could mean two things. Firstly, an object, maybe from the unknown regions, and secondly, a person, which I believe is more likely, probably the Emperor. It also makes me think that the Sith Troopers are minor Force sensitives, as they draw their power, which sounds like the Force. I think that it would be really cool to see an army of Force sensitive soldiers, and will present a unique situation to the Resistance, and hopefully display some amazing Force powers. I think that these Sith Troopers may possibly be the army of the Knights of Ren, which would mean that they would still be counted as part of the First Order, but would essentially be the full army of the dark side, rather than just a dark side front, and will be able to use cooler powers and weapons, as they do not have to focus on civilians and government like the Empire and First Order. So now I will discuss what role I think the Sith Troopers will play in Episode 9, and key parts that I believe they will utilise. This is going to be entirely speculation, and, please note, is not based on any fact or source, but is purely my own and others' theories. This first theory is the Stormtrooper Rebellion theory. This theory has been circulating for a while now, and is the theory that Finn leads the First Order Stormtroopers in a rebellion. I actually really like this theory, as it rounds off the Clone Trooper Stormtrooper timeline, and it shows that, even though they are a different set of humans, they all came from the clones, who, in the Star Wars community, are generally regarded as the good guys, and I think this would make a really emotional sequence. Now, the Sith Troopers would be used here to differentiate between the two sides, so we would know who is fighting whom, and also add an extra element of evil to the First Order's side. My second theory is the Help Hux theory. This is the theory that the First Order and the Resistance will join forces. In this theory, the returned Emperor turns out to be so powerful in the dark side and totally evil that the First Order goes to the Resistance and basically says, "You have to help us, the Emperor's got too evil, we have to defeat him." If this happens, I also believe that the Knights of Ren will side with the Emperor. This could be how Reylo comes out if that does indeed happen. But then, in the end, we get a kind of Lord of the Rings style final massive battle between final good and final evil, and we have X-Wing and TIE fighters flying side by side, and resistance soldiers with stormtroopers, and Rey and Kylo Ren charging into battle against a sea of blood-red stormtroopers led by the Knights of Ren and the Emperor, which I would absolutely love to see, and would just send chills up everyone's spine, I think. I don't really think that J.J. Abrams would do this, as it may require about a 3-hour movie, which a lot of people could hate, but honestly, I would love that. Let me know in the comments if you would too. Vote on the poll in the corner whether you think that either the Stormtrooper Rebellion or Help Hux theories will happen, or if you think it will be something else, which I also encourage you to put in the comments. Thank you for watching today's video, guys. Your support really means a lot to me. I know YouTube has been talking a great deal recently about the FTC and copper regulations, and I'll put a video out about that and what it means for me and the channel sometime soon. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for another awesome TOS video, and I'll see you next time on Astromech Productions.